I don't want a hurricane to come on. But should something happen, hey, hi everybody. This is the Papa from the Papa's Kitchen. I was just getting, the lights are flickering. I was just getting ready to record, and I mean, it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon and a storm has blown up. Susan, turn around and show them. It's just like crazy. It got dark. It just went nuts.
And it's really dark in here.
Okay, come here. I want to show you something.
Okay.
Everybody, and I'm going to cook today because today's the day we're filming a cooking. In fact, I'm going to do a mustard, creamy mustard chicken, and it's going to be great. But look at, everybody asked, what do you do when, for us down here in South Florida, when hurricanes come along? We are well prepared. I've got these little, I'm not here to sell these at all, talk about these, but I have these little battery operated lights that we put around. I've got a hand crank radios that you can listen to. I've got a whole bunch of batteries that I keep around so that we're ready for anything. But here's the thing I'm wanting to show you. I recently got this generator, power generator, 1,000 watt GRECELL power generator that works phenomenally for my situation, Susan and my situation, living in a condo. You're not allowed to have gas generators. You're not allowed to have anything that's hooked up to a system or anything. You can't do it. We're living with other people around here. And what I do with this to charge it is, I certainly can charge it up right now with the electricity still running and get it fully charged. But should my electricity go down, I can power this by solar panels. And this morning, I set it up and got this all charged. You'll see the picture here, all charged with my solar panel array right through my sitting room out here. As the sun came up this morning, this thing charged it. Usually after a hurricane that we've sat through, three of them down here in the last 10 years, the next few days are like brilliant sunshine because everything blows away. And so you can keep charging. But I would sit in sunshine, beautiful weather after a hurricane, but no electricity. And this thing, I'm gonna cook with it today using my induction plate, plug it in, and cook my meal on the generator today. And I'm also gonna do a salad, side salad with it. But I want you to be able to see how great this is. And by the way, it comes with 2 AC outlets. It comes with USB outlets. I can charge it through the car or use a converter it comes with and power other things. It even has the ability to lay my phone or any kind of those devices up top here if I don't want to plug it into the USB charger, and lay it down here. And you know, those phones now will charge just as you lay them down on the magnetic, however it works. I'm not the electrician to know all that. And so this is not that heavy. It's just wonderful. 1,000 watts. Now, I don't know if you realize this, that is a lot. In fact, earlier with my neighbor over here, I was showing him this, and this thing I took him to and plugged my little freezer in, and this thing was powering that thing. So this is the way to do it. Now, it probably won't do my big fridge, and when we're down with electricity here, we don't open that much. We go in real quick, close it up. And then if it's long term, we look for other solutions. But oh my goodness.
But it would be great for a fan.
A fan, yeah, absolutely. Other lights. I could run a TV on this thing, although if the power is out, usually the cable is out too, and the internet's out.
No, but the best thing is you can run a coffee pot or boil water for tea.
Boil water for tea. I mean, do my shakes. I can do a bunch of stuff on this thing, and with my induction plate that I've got, man, I'm good to go. So I can't say enough about this. So I want to cook today's meal with you. I'm going to do this creamy mustard chicken. It's a very simple recipe, and just do it using power right from this generator. And by the way, look at, here are my solar panels, they fold down and come just like this here, and they've got the little feet that sort of put out here, little package for all my cords and everything. This thing opens up, and you saw the picture earlier, and it's just great. And I can take this wherever I need to. I'll be the only one in the neighborhood with lights on. Let's say it that way. That's
we may need
cool.
it this afternoon.
And we may need it today. So I'm gonna get set up here. Got my chicken already. I'm gonna get it prepared, and then I'm gonna show you how we cook with this thing. Okay, I'm ready to cook. Still storming outside, going crazy. Into my big skillet. And you could use a cast iron, but I'm using a stainless steel today. I want these chicken breast and thighs to brown up really nicely. I've got it at medium heat. I put in 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to put in about a 1/4 cup of a Dijon mustard. I've got right here. You can use any brand you want. This is a nice Dijon mustard. And to this, I'm going to add, in this bowl, 1 teaspoon, of sweet paprika.
Licking your fingers.
I'm licking my fingers already, and it's bad. I shouldn't be doing that. 1 teaspoon of that, and we're gonna mix that up, and that is really going to be the way we coat our chicken breast. I'm not really doing any salt on my chicken breast or thighs at all, because I'm going to actually put the salt in right here into my little mix. I'm going to put about 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt in, and I'm also going to add in some cracked black pepper, about 1/4 teaspoon of that. I like the pepper. And then all we're going to do is we're going to take a brush, after I mix this and stir it around, actually, everything's running great. I'm going on total generator power here. And I'm doing, actually, I had some breast and some thighs in. You could do either or. I sort of like the thighs because they're always a little bit more tasty to me. But take your sauce that you've mixed here with the paprika and the the Dijon mustard, excuse me. Coat these. We're going to coat both sides. By the way, I took the skin off of because I sort of just wanted it off of my thighs. And there are bone in, but all I do all the time when I have those and I'm cooking them like this, I take a slice with a knife down both sides of the bone, just so that when they're cooking, they cook a little bit more evenly and they cook a little faster, getting that heat right there by the bone. What we're looking for and what we're going to do, we'll get the thermometer out to make sure that these are done. I want that just like that. There we go. And now these are going to go down, and I will actually coat the other side. I should have used tongs, but I forgot to grab them. So I'll wash my hands here in a second. But these are going to cook first, and I'm going to leave those down until they get a nice char on the bottom in that pan. And that's going to be good. All right. And then let's do these. And I've got, actually, I took 2 big old thighs and broke them down. These will cook a little bit faster, but I cut them right in half, actually. They were just so thick. And I'm going to coat these as well with that. And then I'm going to show you how we're going to make a roux later on after these are cooked. And it's all going to come together. And again, we're doing it in the middle of a hurricane. Well, right now it's not a hurricane, but it's a storm. And I'm not worried if my lights go off, if the electricity goes off, I'm still going to be cooking, because my GRECELL is how you say it, 1,000-watt generator is keeping me company here. There we go, that's done on that side. So let's get these in. And we may have to do these in a couple of batches, which is not a big deal. Come on now, lay down in there. Boy, having a hard time. There we go, finally. And we'll get one more over there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do this in a batch a little bit. All right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep these cooking, and I'll come back to you after we get these all cooked up. Once they're cooked on both sides, and we've got a nice, really beautiful browning on both sides, we're gonna pull them out, put them on a plate, put them to the side, we'll be all set. I just pulled my chicken off. It's all cooked, both sides. Got a nice little char on it, looks great. I've got this, I've got it about medium heat, and what I'm wanting to do, I'm wanting to deglaze that pan with about a half a cup of white wine. We're gonna use a wooden spoon. We're going to take that wooden spoon and slowly get all that brown bits on there. For about 2 minutes, we're gonna take this and let that cook all that. Ooh, that's so good, that stuff. Again, that's all really good stuff, and you don't want to let any of that go to waste. And so with that wooden spoon, and I'm doing the wooden spoon because I don't want to mess up the bottom of my nice pan here, we're going to get that all deglazed. Let that cook for a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this as a base to add some flour. And then we're going to see how that's all coming up. Isn't that beautiful how that does that? Yeah. And then we're going to add about a quarter cup of cream and about a half a cup of chicken broth. And we're gonna let that roux get nice and thick and get it all cooked and everything. I'm gonna then add my chicken back in, and we're gonna let that cook for a little bit longer. But I did check the temperature of my chicken, and everything's looking great. I even go along the side here and get all that stuff off. Oh, that stuff is so good. I mean, that's just chicken and that mustard sauce. And by the way, keep your Dijon around, because we're gonna add a little bit more to this when we put it in and make it all sort of good. Okay, and that's looking really, really good. All right, now let me come back in just a second. I'm gonna get my stuff measured out so we're ready to go. Now that that's been cooking for a couple of minutes, I'm gonna take one more tablespoon, of butter. I'm going to add it to here, and we're gonna get this all melted and let this get a little creamy right here. And then we're going to add my cream and my chicken stock. Let that all go down. I can tell
already this is going to be a favorite of mine.
Oh boy, I know you like chicken. I know it. I know it. All right, and then here we go with a half a cup of cream.
And cream. And
not even a half a cup, a quarter cup of cream. I got to be able to open. Oh, there we go. I couldn't open it.
That was hard.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Quarter cup of cream. Oh, wait, first off, excuse me. Ay. Almost forgot. Here it is. I want to put in my flour, and I want to cook this and cook it around a little bit. Boy, I'm glad I remembered that. In order to get all the lumps out and also cook that flour taste out of there a little bit. There we go. That's how that's supposed to look. I'm thinking to myself, this isn't working, and forgot the flour. And again, that's just that roux kind of thing that we're going to build here. Full of flavor down in there. Oh my goodness. All right. Now let's take our cream, and we're going to add that to this. About a quarter cup right there. I'm going to stir that around. And now I'm also going to add my chicken stock. About a half a cup of chicken stock. And we're going to bring this up. It smells so good. I'm going to also add some of my fresh thyme. I could add a little bit more than this, but we'll just wait, and I'll maybe put some on top once we plate up here. And I'm going to add another tablespoon, just eyeball this, of the mustard. Come on, mustard. I don't like squeeze bottles, I tell you. There we go. And we're going to stir that in. And then the only other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add my chicken back in now. And we're going to get that incorporated in here, along with all those chicken juices down in there. And we're going to cook this, and we're going to make sure by a thermometer that everything has reached that 165. That's what you want, 165 degree temperature. Oh, this is going to be so good. This will be one of your favorite meals, I bet you, going forward. You get all that juice. That's just good stuff right there. And make sure you get that juice up on top of these, just like that. Oh my goodness. That's gonna be good. And let's bring this up a little bit higher now. and we're gonna let that cook. And I'm gonna give it a few minutes cooking. It's still on my generator, and then we're gonna be able to serve this. And while that's cooking like that, I'm gonna get my salad ready. So I'll be right back. Do you want a thigh or do you want breast?
Do I want a thigh or a breast? Let me see. You know me.
You want the breast?
Yes.
All right, let me get you a nice one here. There we go.
Oh man, babe, this is gonna be delicious.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I'm gonna take a thigh right here. Put that up there like that. Oh, this is perfect. And then watch, I've got made a little vinaigrette for our arugula and feta.
That's that dressing from that hamburger salad.
Yeah, it's same vinaigrette. Exactly. There is your meal.
Delicious.
All done on the GRECELL 1000-watt generator. I love this thing. I've got everything now done. I'm going to turn it off. And that was about 30 minutes of cooking. And this has a fan that runs, keeps the battery light. This will charge up very, very quickly. This thing is fantastic. I'm going to put a link down in the description box as well as at the end of this video of where you can order this, how to go, just grab the link, order it. Listen, even if you don't live in South Florida where you've got hurricane issues and all that, any place you live at, anywhere these days, you need something like this. And the compactness, the ease of operation, this thing is my youngest grandchild almost could handle this. The way this sets up with the solar, and by the way, you could even add more solar panels if you want. I got just the least amount, 200-watt solar panels, which is just fine because I can keep charging this thing up. This is just an excellent way of doing things, and I'm telling you, this is, I don't want a hurricane to come on, but should something happen,
right,
I pull this out, we're immediately going, and that's what I like about it. The thing that when we've had no electricity, it can get so humid down here, but even to plug a fan in this thing and get the fan on you is so much more excellent. And obviously you're really not going to do this elaborate of a meal if you're down with electricity and all that. I'm just showing you by doing what I've done that you could do a big old meal. And like us, usually when we know a storm is coming, I'll take some sections of cuts of meat, depending, cook them up ahead of time, stick them in the fridge and then use them. So even if I wanted to heat my steak slices up, I can use this generator and get that going. So please look at this, click on the link, go and get yourself one of these. In fact, depending on the size of your home and operation, you might want to get a couple of them. They're very inexpensive compared to the other brands where you know, they have to have a contractor come in and hook things up. No. This is not for that. This is just to work all your appliances, all your different devices. So there it is. That's the GRECELL 1000 watt. They have them in various levels of wattage that you can get. This is, I think, the middle of the road for them, and I just love it. I love it. This is going to be great. Any problems that might come my way with weather related